Hey there, Squirrel Army! It's time for another precon upgrade guide from Commander Masters. This is the Sliver Swarm Precon upgrade guide. Alright, so we've already had a bit of a look at the face command of these decks, so I'm not really going to go through talking about what the commanders do in these upgrade guides. If you want to see what I think about these commanders and kind of what they do, a bit more explanation, a detailed review of these cards, check out my video that I did before. Should be coming up in the cards, so you can see what I think about this one. Otherwise, we're just going to get right on into it and check out the list. So here we are, checking out the deck list. Honestly, again, these variants of these deck lists, they're a bit hard to read. But you can easily find these deck lists yourself. So that's the deck list for this deck as it currently stands. I'll put up a better breakdown for you so you can actually kind of see what we're looking at a little bit better. So Architect has a new system where it's broken things down into ramp, anthems, card draw, etc. All that kind of stuff. So we can more easily see the parts at which, what's here, what's not here, what we kind of need. So it is an easier way to sort of understand what we kind of have. I'm not too upset with the ramp, mostly. I think we've got all right ramp for the most part. Though I would think about taking some of the mana rocks out and even some of the spells out if we can. Because it will be better for us to find slivers that actually help our game plan and add mana for us. There are a few slivers that do that. Not that will cover everything, but at least, some of these will probably go. We actually have a few decent reprints in this list as well, so it's quite a high budget, I believe, that we're starting with. Okay, well, that's definitely not right. I don't know what's going on there. Some of these, again, always take the prices with a very big grain of salt because, of course, Sliver Hive Lord is not worth $0. That's obviously because, again, the prices are in flux and, yeah, they haven't got prices. You can see a lot of the list here, actually, now that I'm looking. Each of these is like $0 except for like ramp and the lands at the moment. So yeah, a lot of it, take it with a grain of salt. No one knows what the new cards do for a long time or how good they actually are. So yeah, again, take it all with a grain of salt. But in breaking this down, I will figure it out. Specifically more of what we sort of need, because what we need is evasion, one of the biggest ones. There's obviously a couple of good slivers for that. So yeah, I'll go away, have a more proper look at this list. I think there's one card that was missing from the listing. Yeah, we're at 99 cards. I'm not 100% sure what it was. It's obviously one of the new cards. I don't know which one it is. So, yeah. It might be in the out pile, or it might not be. But for now, I guess we're saying that it's not. Just due to the fact that I can't find it or don't know what it is, and that. So, yeah, but anyway, I'll go away, make that list, and let you guys check out what I did. You can join the Screw Army by subscribing. Alright, so about 50 odd dollars later, maybe thereabouts at least, I believe we have a list. Yep, cool. We're at 99. We're still missing that one card, so we're right on target. By the way, as I always say, if you guys are really interested in the full explanation of the cards, though it's not going to be that long. I know it is a little bit long for people, or for some people. Check out the deck list in the comments there below. You can do what you will with it. But the rest of us, we're going to quickly go through this so that we can sort of see what's going on. And what I decided to cut was, well, actually it's 12 cards. Surprise. Yeah, I'm not so pedantic about whether you cut exactly 12 and add exactly 12. But it's a clean swap, I guess. At least in this case. But yeah, I'm not really gonna talk about the lands that I cut, at least individually. Not enough point, I don't think. The cycling lands, or the two-color cycling lands, not a huge fan. Because there are only two colors, so they're not that amazing to be in the mana base and come in tapped, so I think you can cut those. Obviously, if you have triomes, I think they're better than some of the other tap lands, but I didn't change that because that's a more obvious sort of thing to do. Plus, it'll up the budget quite a lot. And obviously, some of the more bad tap fetch lands aren't that amazing. But still, again, same thing. You can easily replace them, and it's a pretty obvious switch. So yeah. But overall, just don't know. One quite worth it. This Carpacious Sliver. I like this, and it is okay, but one of the problems with cards like this, exiling your cards, even if you think you've got enough mana for anything, 9 times out of 10 I find you always exile something you can't quite cast, so you're just like, oh, I'm 1 mana off or 2 mana off or something, and you go, well, shit, I just exiled one of my cards for no reason. So yeah, that's the main reason why I sort of cut it. We do have a few other things, or one other thing that kind of draws cards. Plus, our commander kind of draws cards by getting things back from the grave, and so do a few other things. So that can be card advantage too. It's not literal draws like things like Realm Walker or whatever, but it's a card advantage, card draw effect. So that's where it sort of falls in the end. I would kind of like another Wrath here somewhere. Cleansing Nova isn't too bad, honestly. But I had to cut something, and we are a aggro style deck, and we do suffer to, having too many wraths. Like, we can easily destroy artifacts and enchantments to a degree, But again, we are reliant on some artifacts and enchantments, so it will hurt us no matter what we choose to a degree for the most part. So I don't know. There is the other board wipe for not our creature type. It is pretty expensive in terms of mana cost, so there's also that Mardu Wrath that kills all our opponent's stuff. That's not too bad. There's also that other one that's basically the same thing, but for not our creatures, so... But that is still, a lot of mana too, so... Yeah. Crippling Fear, not terrible, I guess, but just not quite enough. Neg 3 really doesn't kill a lot, so yeah, I'd rather just something that kills everything, or like Blasphemous Act or whatever. That doesn't kill everything, but mostly it does. So again, Vanquish the Horde wouldn't be too bad, because at least we'd, be efficient and would be able to rebuild from it, maybe. So, not too sure, but whatever. Cultivate, just one of the worst ramps we have in the deck. I was debating which one it was, but I think it's this one. So, decided to cut it. We don't have a lot of basics, so yeah, it's not going to be very relevant. Decimate is terrible. Get rid of it. Don't play this crap. Do not play it. Just don't play it. I cannot count the literal millions of times that I've seen people go to cast this, go, oh shit, there's not one of the permanents that I need, and then go, oh shit, put it back into my hand then. And then in the next turn, they'll go to do it again, and then be like, oh, there's still not this type of permanent on the field? What? And you're going, yep, so you can't cast it. And then, especially when people know you have this, they just won't play something, so that you will be like sitting there with that dead card in your hand. So it just requires too much. It's just, it does blow up a lot of stuff, but it's so hit and miss. It's just, I've never seen it resolve properly, because it's just one of those things. If it said if and or any number or whatever, it would be fine. But since it doesn't, it's really bad. Do not play this card. Do not. The melody, not terrible, but thing here is we don't want this one-off effect. We want persistent effects. We want to keep our engine going as much as possible. So we don't want these one-off style effects. The Ancestors, it is a two-off effect, but not probably enough, I don't think. If you're in a different style of deck, maybe, I don't know. It's a very odd card to sort of fit for me. Like, if you're in a deck that didn't have a lot of options, then it might be alright. But, tough to say. I don't think it really does enough, so I just, cut it out. Windfall isn't obviously too bad, but for the most part, it doesn't really give us a whole lot for what we're getting. Plus, again, we want persistent effects. We don't want these one-off effects. And yes, it can stock our graveyard, but honestly, that's not really what we're doing here. We're just using what's in our graveyard as value targets. So we're only sort of getting those things back when we really need to, or to kill people, or whatever. We're not really a combo deck per se. Like, you can build this to be a combo deck, but it's not a combo deck, and it'd be tough to build it as a combo deck, so that's way more than I can kind of cover in a video like this, so it is what it is. But I'm actually going to show you the 12 cards that I added over here. I just find that might be easier because looking at a whole pile is kind of hard. I believe I did add and subtract some basics from the list, but that's not that relevant. But these are the additions that I had. Couple of good pumping slivers, so that we can get more buffs. And some more evasion-y slivers. A few more card draw effects, because I felt we were a bit low there. World Tree's just outstanding for a 5-color deck, so we might as well put it in. Not that we'll get it a lot, but still, maybe we'll get it here and there, and it'll always be good when we have it. We can't toot it for gods, but whatever, that's pretty irrelevant for the most part. But yeah, those are the things that I did. But anyway, that is the list of cards that I've put in the list, what I've decided to take out. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one. You can let me know. Write your thoughts down there in the comments below. And hope you will join me again in the next one.